We've been receiving many questions centered around the 5 stages of grief that were described by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And before we specifically address any of those questions, I think it's pertinent to put on the table that these 5 stages, as they've been described, it's not necessary that they occur in any sort of linear or sequential pattern, or that once you're done with the stage, you're done with it and you don't go back to it, or the fact that you have to experience all 5 stages in order for the process to be complete. Oftentimes, people bounce between different stages. Someone may, go from accepting something that has happened to being angry about it again, and that happens, and it's okay that it happens. It's fine. And there are people who skip stages, and they don't need to go through a particular stage, and that's okay too. So a question that came in was, what stage of grief is the most difficult to get through? And I'd say it's very variable. It depends on several things. It depends on the individual, what their coping mechanisms are or have been, how they've coped with certain difficulties in the past, or a lifetime of experiences. It could be the circumstances under which the death occurred. It could be, that the last conversation between two people was not a happy one, or it was a conflicted one, or there was no closure. It could be several things, and also depends on the kind of support networks that are available at the time. And the stage at which you are stuck is the most difficult stage in some sense. And at that point, I think relying on resources, internal and external resources, finding appropriate help, finding appropriate support networks becomes quite key in helping us work through that particular stage. So I'd say that there's no one stage that is more difficult than the other as a rule. It entirely depends on all the different reasons that I've just talked about and more.